Hi students, welcome back to the world of English. Dear students, in our previous session we have done with the Dear Departed drama part 1, and in today's session we are going to deal with the Dear Departed part 2. Okay, so before we get into the part 2, the Dear Departed, let's have the recap of what we have done in our previous session, that is the Dear Departed part 1. Okay, in the play The Dear Departed, Stanley Houghton satirizes the degradation of moral values in the British middle class. In trying to grab the things belong to their father, the children completely disregard modesty, decency, and obligation towards their family. At the beginning of the play, Mrs. Slater goes to offer something to her father, Abel Merriweather, and finds him quite cold, not responding at all. He is motionless. So she declares that her father is no more. Accordingly, her sister and her husband, the Jordans, are informed about the sudden demise of their father. Mrs. Slater and her husband are busy making arrangements for the mourning. They are expecting the Jordans to join them. They start using the various belongings of their father. Victoria, daughter of Mrs. Slater, does not like all this, but reluctantly she is helping her parents in these matters. Victoria is asked to keep a watch on the main door to inform her mother about the arrival of the Jordans. Mrs. Slater is not willing to share her father's belongings with Mrs. Jordan. When the articles are being shifted, the Jordans arrive. The family members start a detailed conversation on the deeds of their deceased father, planning the details of the obituary announcement in the papers and in the insurance premium payment. They start a discussion over the distribution of their father's belongings among them. Surprisingly, at this point in time, the play witnesses a turn of events. Victoria, who has been sent to grandfather's room, returns very scaredly. She tells everyone that grandfather is alive. To everybody's surprise, grandfather is seen coming downstairs. He is surprised to see or find Jordans over there too. Okay, so this is the gist or the summary of the Dear Departed part 1. Now let's begin with the Dear Departed part 2. What's the matter with little Vicky? So who is the speaker of these words? It's Abel Merriweather, the father of Mrs. Amelia Slater and Mrs. Jordan. Okay, so Abel Merriweather asked what was the matter with little Vicky. Now who is Vicky? Vicky is the Victoria. Okay, she is the daughter of Mrs. Slater. Okay. He sees Ben and Mrs. Jordan. Hello, what brings you here? How's yourself, Ben? Okay, so when Abel Merriweather comes down, for his surprise, he sees Ben and Mrs. Jordan. Okay, now who is Mrs. Jordan? She is a daughter of Abel Merriweather. Okay, so he asks them what brings them there. Okay, the purpose of their arrival. Okay, fine. Abel thrusts his hand at Ben, who skips back smartly and retreats with Mrs. Jordan to a safe distance below the sofa. Now, what is meant by thrust? The meaning of thrust is push or attack or charge. Okay. Now, what is meant by retreat? Retreat is the act of pulling back. Okay, the act of pulling back. Now, when Abel Merriweather sees Mrs. Jordan and Mr. Ben, he was surprised. Okay, so he tries to attack or touch Mr. Ben, but Mr. Ben, he skips himself back, he moves away, he retreats. Okay, he moves himself away from Mr. Abel and moves towards the Mrs. Jordan, his wife. Okay, and he keeps a safer distance. Okay, between his father-in-law Abel Merriweather. Okay. Mrs. Slater, approaching Abel gingerly. Father, is that you? Now, what is meant by gingerly? The meaning of gingerly is in a careful way. Mrs. Slater moves carefully towards her father and asks, Father, is that you? Because according to them, Abel Merriweather was dead, right? So they were really surprised to see Abel Merriweather present in the midst of them. Okay, so Mrs. Slater goes and asks, Father, is that you? Of course, it's me. Don't do that, Milia. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? You took us by surprise, father. Are you keeping quite well? Let's see what is meant by what the devil do you mean? Okay, which means it's an old fashioned way of showing irritation or annoyance. Okay, so father says, okay, Amelia, don't be so silly. Okay, don't be so silly and don't irritate me by asking such questions. Okay, now what did Mrs. Slater ask? She asked, Father, is that you? Okay, so Abel Merriweather gets annoyed and he says, What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? Now, what is meant by tomfoolery? It's foolish and behaving silly. Okay, do you understand? Abel trying to catch the words. Hey, what? Are you quite well? So when Mrs. Jordan says, okay, when Mrs. Jordan says that he took them by surprise, and when she asked whether her father was quite keeping well, Abel Merriweather asks, okay, what? Okay, he was trying to catch the words of Mrs. Jordan, and Mrs. Jordan once again inquires her father, Father, are you quite well? Okay. Hey, I'm right enough, but for a bit of headache. Looking at Amelia, Amelia, what the dickens did I do with my new slippers? Confused. Aren't they by the herd, father? So, when they inquired how Abel Merriweather was, then Abel says that he was just having a bit of headache, so he was resting. Okay, and he looks at his daughter Amelia, and he questions, "What the dickens?" Okay, now it's an old-fashioned and informal way of expressing annoyance or surprise. Okay, so he asked, "What the dickens did you do with my new slippers?" Whose slippers? Abel Merriweather's slippers. Now, who is wearing her husband? Okay, Slater is wearing the slippers. So father sees and asks, okay, with the irritation or surprise, what did you do with my new slippers? And Amelia was completely confused. Okay, she says, aren't they by the hearth? Are they not on the stone or on the floor, father? Actually, who is wearing? Her husband is wearing. But she says, Father, aren't the slippers on the floor? She questions again her father. The meaning of hearth is floor or stone. Okay? I don't see them. So Abel Merriweather says, okay, that he doesn't see his new slippers. Okay, actually, who is wearing? Mrs. Slater's husband. Okay, Mr. Slater is wearing the slippers of Abel Merriweather. When Abel Merriweather questions about his new slippers, Amelia says that his slippers on the floor. Actually, who is wearing? Her husband is wearing. Okay, so Abel Merriweather says, okay, that he doesn't see the slippers on the floor. Abel, observing Henry trying to remove the slippers. Why have you got them on, Henry? I told him to put them on to stretch them. They were that new and hard. Now, Henry? Okay, so Abel Merriweather sees Mr. Slater trying to remove the slippers. Whose slippers? Abel Merriweather slippers. Okay, now Abel Merriweather sees Mr. Slater removing the slippers. So he asks, Henry, why have you got my slippers? Okay, why are you wearing my slippers? Then immediately Mrs. Slater, that is Amelia, she says, Father, I told him to put on in order to stretch them. Okay, because they were new and hard. Now it will be enough for you. Okay, so simple. Amelia says that she asked her husband to wear the new slippers of Abel Merriweather in order to stretch them because they were new and they were hard. Okay. Mrs. Slater snatches the slippers from Henry and gives them to Abel, who puts them on and sits in armchair. Well, I don't call that delicate, stepping into a dead man's shoes in such haste. Okay? So, when Mrs. Slater asks her husband to give the slippers of her father, then Mr. Slater removes the slippers of his father-in-law, Abel Merriweather. Okay, so he removes the slippers and he gives to Abel Merriweather, and Abel Merriweather he puts them on and he sits in armchair. Okay, and Mrs. Jordan says, okay, Mrs. Jordan says to Ben, well, okay, I don't call that delicate. Okay, that good. Stepping into a dead man's shoes. Such haste. Okay, very speedily. It doesn't sound or it doesn't look so delicate stepping into or wearing a dead man's slippers. Who says? Mr. Jordan. Sorry, Mrs. Jordan. Okay. Victoria runs across to Abel and sits on the floor at his feet. Oh, Grandpa, I'm so glad you're not dead. Okay, now where is Abel Merriweather sitting? He goes and he sits on the armchair, right? Now, Victoria, his granddaughter, runs to his grandfather, Abel Merriweather, and sits on the floor at his feet. And she looks at her grandfather and says, Oh, grandfather, I'm really glad that you are not dead. I'm really happy that you are not dead. Okay? In a vindicative whisper, hold your tongue, Victoria. Hey, what's that? Who's gone dead? Okay, now when Victoria says to her grandfather that she was really glad that he is not dead, then immediately Mrs. Slater comes. Okay, now what is meant by vindicative? The meaning of vindicative is talking about something in a whisper. Okay, so she says to her daughter, Victoria, hold your tongue, be careful. Okay, then Abel Merriweather asks, okay, what's that? Who's gone dead? Okay, loudly. Victoria says she is sorry about your head. Thank you, Vicky, but I'm feeling better. Why, Ben, you are in mourning? And Lizzie too? And Amelia and Henry and little Vicky. Who's gone dead? It's someone in the family. He chuckles. Okay, so when Victoria says, okay, that she was glad that her grandfather is alive and he is not dead, and when Abel Merriweather asks or inquires about what she said, and immediately Mrs. Slater interrupts. Okay, Victoria's mother says, okay, Dad, Victoria says that she's sorry about your head. Okay, which means grandfather was sleeping because of headache, right? So Victoria says that she is sorry about your head, about your headache. And Abel Merriweather says that he is okay and he is feeling better. Now, when Abel Merriweather sees Ben, Lizzie, Amelia, and Slater, and even Vicky, In morning dress, they're all wearing black dress, right? In morning attire. So he asks, okay, who's gone dead? Why all of you are in morning dress? Is someone dead in the family? He asks. Okay. His brother, damn it, I never had one. Dear, dear. And what was his name, Ben? Okay, so when Abel Merriweather inquires whose relation or how the deceased is related to Jordan. Okay, and immediately Mrs. Slater says that his brother, and Mr. Jordan gets so annoyed. He says, damn it, I never had one. He says he never had a brother. And immediately Abel Merriweather says, okay, or asks what was his name. Okay, what was his name? Whose name? The person who has passed away. Okay. At a loss, okay. So when Abel Merriweather inquires what was his name, then Ben was unable to say the name because nobody is dead, right? Okay, so he was trying to say a name. He just says R. Okay. Right side of table prompting Frederick. Okay. Left side of table prompting Albert. Fred, Alp, Isaac. Okay. So when Ben was asked to say the name, he did not know what to say. Okay. So from right side, Mrs. Slater was prompting Ben to say Frederick. Okay. She says say Frederick. But from left side, his wife Mrs. Jordan says Albert. So Ben was in a great confusion whether to say Frederick or Albert. So he says Fred, Al, Isaac. Okay. So he's not knowing what to say. He was in utter confusion. Who was in utter confusion? It's Mr. Jordan. Okay, the husband of Elizabeth Jordan. Okay. Isaac. And where did your brother Isaac die? Okay, and finally Abel Merriweather catches the name Isaac. Okay, because Jordan was unable to say properly the name, right? So he was trying to say Ed, Frederick, Isaac, like that. So finally Abel gets the name of Isaac. So he finally, Abel Merriweather, he decides that it is Isaac, the brother of Ben Jordan, passed away. So Abel Merriweather asks, okay, where his brother died. Okay, whose brother? Ben's brother. Okay. In Australia. Well, I suppose you have only been waiting for me to begin tea. I'm feeling hungry. Okay, so when Abel Merriweather asks where his brother died, Mr. Jordan was unable to say a place name, so he was in confusion. He says in Australia. He says Australia, and then Abel Merriweather says, okay, he says that only they were waiting to have tea with him or to begin the tea with him. So he says that he was hungry and he calls all of them to have tea. Okay. Mrs. Slater taking up the kettle. I will make tea. Come along now, sit you down and let's be jolly. Okay, so Mrs. Slater taking up the kettle and says, okay, that she would make the tea, and Abel Merriweather invites everyone to sit down and to be jolly and to have tea. Okay. Fine, dear students, we'll conclude with this today's session, and we'll do the rest of it in the next session. Okay, till then, take care. Bye.